Good evening. The south has already seen some snow tonight and there are warnings about sub-zero temperatures, ice and treacherous driving conditions. 100 farmers in Hampshire with snow ploughs are being put on alert to clear any snow that settles through the night. Penny Sylvester has spent the day at a gritting depot in Hook and sent this earlier.
15,000 tonnes of salt here at this depot. It's a major operation to get it out on the roads, and one of the men responsible for it is Councillor Rob Humby. Mr Humby, you've got to get this right, haven't you?
Absolutely we have. We started planning for this yesterday morning. We constantly monitor the weather conditions continuously. We monitor the road temperatures as well, so we make sure we target our resources where we need them.
And it's not just the major roads, is it? You try and get the minor roads.
Absolutely we do, but we concentrate on our priority one routes first. That's all the A roads, all the major roads. 85% of Hampshire traffic uses that roads, and once we've got that sorted, which takes about 4 hours, and then depending on the weather conditions, and it is challenging because of the rain we're having now as well, we would then go on to some of those B roads, some of those minor roads as well.
We've had a couple of mild winters. You've had it lucky, really. You've got plenty of stocks. You shouldn't get it wrong this time, should you?
Well, that's what we plan. We have a whole team there monitoring all those conditions all the time. We do have 25,000 tonnes in stock at the moment. We have 40 vehicles out on 24/7 standby, so they will go out and target those areas where we need it most.
And what would you say to motorists using the roads briefly?
Well, certainly, obviously be patient when we're following our gritters as well. They're out there doing that job to keep you on the road and safe as well. But just be a little bit patient with them and obviously drive according to the weather conditions.
Councillor Humby, thank you so much for your time. Well, as you can see, it is a big operation. They will be going on through the night. They will go on through tomorrow. And in fact, the winter season doesn't end until next April. And while for some of us this is an inconvenience, there's a little bit of excitement about the snow, for others there's a real hardship in this, as Rachel Hepworth reports.
When the temperature plummets, most of us just turn up the thermostat. But for the hundreds of people living rough in the south, there's no easy option.
It drops below zero, so you're sleeping in wet sleeping bags, wet clothes, and it's just finding somewhere with a shelter, really.
Dan has spent years living on the streets. He's now getting help in a hostel, but he's fully aware of the dangers facing the homeless this winter.
People could die of hypothermia because they haven't got the right weather gear or no sleeping bag and things like that. So it is hard. It is hard.
The Society of St James helps people across Hampshire, operating a severe weather programme when the temperature plummets.
So we'll create extra spaces. We'll put people in our lounge just to keep people out of the cold. This is a hostel for 26 homeless people and is full at the moment. So in order to react to the cold weather, we'll just bring people in on a temporary basis.
They aren't the only ones preparing for cold weather. The gritters have been out across the south today, with driving conditions expected to be hazardous.
Give yourself plenty of time, really plan your journey, even if it is just going to work, plan it very well, keep wrapped up warm and have plenty of supplies with you.
It's been a few years since we've seen conditions like this at airports in the region, but today airlines have cancelled a number of flights at Heathrow because of predicted wintry weather, with knock-on effects at Gatwick and Southampton. Elsewhere, farmers with snowploughs are on standby to help clear more isolated roads, and the elderly and vulnerable are being urged to stock up on essential items. Those in real need will be helped where they can, but on the streets, even buying a hot drink for someone can really make a difference in this icy snap.
That's probably one of the main things you miss is a cup of tea. So,
it's a simple thing, isn't it?
A simple thing like a cup of tea can go a long way, yeah.
Rachel Hepworth, ITV News in Southampton.
In other news, the body of a man from Hampshire who was killed fighting in Syria has been recovered. Ryan Locke, who was 20 and from Havant, died last month during a battle in Raqqa. He'd volunteered to fight with Kurdish troops against the so-called Islamic State. 2 men arrested in connection with a fatal hit-and-run in Brighton have been bailed. A 78-year-old man was killed on St James's Road in the city on Tuesday. The car was being pursued by police at the time. The 2 men, who are 33 and 35, have been bailed until the end of next month. A man has appeared in court charged with the murder of a woman in Bournemouth. 25-year-old Hayley Wall suffered serious head injuries in an alleged attack on Tuesday, the 13th of December. She later died from her injuries. Christopher Wall, who's 58 and from Bournemouth, denies the charges. Now, they can blind pilots and could cause a plane to crash. Now, there are calls for high-powered laser pens to be classed as offensive weapons. And recent figures show that in 2015, more than half of British pilots experienced a laser attack. In the last month, planes flying in and out of Southampton have been targeted. Here's Kerry Swain with more.
High-powered laser pens pointed into the night sky at planes. A joke to those responsible on the ground, potentially deadly to the pilot and passengers above. In 7 days, 5 aircraft flying over Southampton were targeted.
I have one here with me, which is a higher powered green laser pen of 2000 milliwatts, and a laser pen of this type can hit an aircraft at 18,000 feet and higher.
Police say a large number of incidents involve young people whose parents either don't know their child owns a laser pen or believe it to be a suitable toy. But wrongly used, they say, a laser can be a dangerous weapon.
The worrying factor is that the strength of the lasers seems to be increasing, the ones that are falling into the hands of the ne'er-do-wells that use them. It's purely malicious. The people that have got the strong ones, there is no need to have one at all. If you're found in possession of one, it should be like a knife, at the very least a knife. It should be classed as an offensive weapon, and that's what we're asking for.
We have a medical issue with one of the pilots after a laser incident after takeoff, and we're going to return to Heathrow.
Laser attacks at Heathrow forced one plane to turn round and damaged another pilot's eyesight. No one was hurt in the incidents in Southampton between December the 30th and January the 5th, but police say at worst a plane could crash.
By pointing it towards an aircraft, there is legislation which means that they can be prosecuted for it. There have been incidents where people have gone to prison for lengths of between 6 and 12 months.
The long dark nights have seen an increase in laser attacks on planes. Hampshire police are appealing to anyone with information to come forward. Kerry Swain, ITV News.
Another day of strike action has been announced by Southern Railway Guards. The 24-hour walkout will take place on the 23rd of January. The recent dispute has cost taxpayers £60 million, that's according to the RMT union. They say that under Southern's contract, the government pays for any ticket money that's lost from not running a service. A tunnel at Stonehenge has finally been given the go-ahead, despite fears it could blight the historic landscape. The government has announced plans to turn the A303 into a dual carriageway. The road runs past the famous monument, but proposals for the 1.8-mile-long tunnel are proving controversial.
This involves the development of the 1.8-mile tunnel past Stonehenge, which will protect the World Heritage Site from traffic, reduce local congestion and speed up journeys to and from the region. We are committed to upgrading the remaining sections of the A303 between the M3 and the M5 to dual carriageway.
What we're actually going to do with this solution is improve the World Heritage Site, enhance the World Heritage Site, improve journeys for those road users, and actually also then improve the environment for the community of Winterbourne Stoke. That's benefits. It will actually enhance the World Heritage Site and enhance the setting of Stonehenge. The road scheme will actually also then improve journeys for those using the A303 and also improve the journeys and the life of those communities along the 303.
Let's get the latest on that weather now with all the details tonight. Here's Simon.
From sleet to the slopes, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening. Well, there has been a fair bit of tricky weather around today, but can you guess from this lovely picture from Deborah what might be the big issue tomorrow? Yep, ice, because it will be bitterly cold. Now, there will be plenty of winter sunshine on offer, but also a very strong wind, and the sea will be quite choppy into the bargain too. Low pressure to the east, few wintry showers first thing, then a lot of fine weather, and then as we head into the weekend, the influence of high pressure down to the southwest kicks in. So through the weekend, things will turn a bit less cold, but there'll also get a bit damper come Sunday too. For tonight, well, we're largely dry, perhaps an odd bit of wintriness here and there, but a Met Office warning of ice on untreated surfaces. Temperatures down into the minuses, -1, -2 degrees. So slippery conditions first thing tomorrow morning, and a cold start too. Might again be an early snow flurry first thing, but a lot of dry weather, plenty of blue sky on offer. But don't forget about that raw wind coming down from the north. Will be particularly blustery along the coast, and ignore those temperatures. It says 3 or 4, but don't go anywhere without your scarf and gloves. It's going to feel more like freezing.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Stay safe, and that's it for now. We're back during Good Morning Britain from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Do join Amanda for that, but from the late team, thanks for watching. Bye for now.